The humans. Physiology. Humans are a mammalian, bipedal, ape-like race with bilateral symmetry. Males tend to be slightly larger than females, but there are exceptions. Stock versions tend toward having 5 digits on each appendage, but that number may vary. Human biology is very adaptable in that given time to adjust, either by tolerance or natural selection, it can endure many hazards. Humans are also some of the most genetically diverse intelligent life forms in existence. This is partially because they seem capable to, and do often exist almost anywhere. This is not an overstatement. Of inhabited dimensions, human settlements exist in one form or another in 90% of them, and could easily exist in more with the proper adaptations to either their biology or technology. Whether it is because their ancestors were abducted and brought to new worlds, or they found their own way there, they sometimes take new forms to go along with their adopted homeworlds, though they retain bilateral body symmetry and the same basic physical layout, especially in their extremities. The other major defining characteristic of humanity is their propensity for making tools for themselves, leading to their race's nickname of the Toolmakers. Humans in general tend to solve problems through ingenuity and dexterity rather than any particular natural advantage other than their admittedly superb manual dexterity. A human's first instinct when presented with a problem is generally to find a tool which will help them overcome said obstacle. In terms of physical prowess, humans have no particular advantages or disadvantages. They generally require moderate amounts of food and water for survival. History and culture. An ancient event known as the Dimensional Diaspora seeded worlds with humans a long time ago. This prolific spread of the species is completely unknown to the vast majority of humans, as interdimensional travel is relatively rare in this modern era. Human homeworlds are nearly always called Earth or some variation thereof, such as Terra. A popular variation in center space is the home Earth followed by a descriptor, as there are so many humans from multiple different dimensions. However, often these various versions of Earth do have a common history and geography, at least until they have a divergence point from the baseline. Common divergence points in the history of Earth include both world wars, the American Revolution, the revolutions of 1848, the Boxer Rebellion, the Opium Wars, the Great Depression, and the Cold War. This is hardly a comprehensive list, however. Almost any major historical event could act as a baseline divergent point in a given world's history. There are many hypotheses as to why this is the case, ranging from multiverse theory to Weaver Genesis. These shall be discussed in a further dedicated video. The humans of center space come from many different backgrounds and dimensions, but they all share one thing in common. They are not native to center space. Either they or their ancestors all had to come through a center space portal and survive the ordeal. This eclectic mix from a seemingly infinite number of backgrounds means that humans are fully capable of doing anything, should they put their minds and bodies to the task. Whether they should is another question that many don't like asking. Their fondness for technology often results in many humans becoming the most advanced and highly regarded engineers and technicians in center space. While they do often teach other races their craft, most of them are still behind in technological development. The closest competition that humans have are the Ant, who are quite technologically advanced, but still lag behind somewhat, barring the occasional genius. With humans, it is important to note that intellectual differences play a major role in determining divisions and factions within their societies. Different groups of humans range from the entirely too xenophilic to the utterly and incorrigibly xenophobic. Caution to other species of intelligence is advised in this regard. However, this trait of unpredictability also makes them excellent diplomats between the other races of center space. Humans are quite possibly the first race to have found center space, as archaeologists have found numerous primitive encampments on the broken sphere. Humans also served as the main slave workforce under the old Ataxian Empire, which formerly controlled center space. They were kept under control via conventional means as well as psionic ones. When this control was broken, many former slaves, especially those of human origin, rebelled and often formed pirate groups. As such, there is a good deal of animosity between most humans and Ataxians. That said, now that the war is over, some unique and forgiving partnerships between humans and Ataxians have borne surprising fruit. Humans regard Anth as a bit of an enigma, and somewhat whimsical. Humans respect that the exiled people of Anth brought at least a semblance of order with them into Center Space. But at the same time, humans have a hard time taking Anth seriously due to the human artistic tradition of funny animals. This is not without merit considering the physical resemblance of most Anth to the animals which are found on many versions of Earth. As for the other races, humans tend to get along decently well with them. Most humans regard Psy-Wolves with caution, as they are artificially created beings with a nearly unlimited degree of freedom, but as valuable allies if they prove friendly. They generally treat Echoes in a similar manner for many of the same reasons, even those that used to be human. Lastly, humans generally find Skyrays to be uncivilized and barbarous, if honorable. Humans are also known to exploit Skyrays' fondness for sugar. In summary, humans are a highly dexterous race that are known to make tools for themselves and others of the utmost quality. They can be found living almost anywhere, both within Center Space and without. They are also known for generally getting along well with most other races, even those which they have had disagreements with in the past. Further reference. Click here to see the playlist of Center Space and Broken Sphere lore videos. Click here to see an algorithm recommended video. Please consider liking and subscribing.